like the content we bring you about the heavy metal world, please like, subscribe, and comment to help us grow the channel.
David, Pink Cream 69 opened the show today at Sweden Rock Festival. You did a great gig. The rain was pouring, but people seemed happy. Are you an experienced festival band, and what do you think about playing festivals?
First of all, experienced festival band. I mean, you know, I guess over the years we've definitely played a few festivals. I don't know about experience. I mean, I just tend to sort of, like I say, we travelled not too far. I mean, I live in Germany also, in Karlsruhe. It wasn't so far, but we had to travel to London. We waited 8 hours, and then we travelled around 7 o'clock. We finally got here about 2 in the morning. So we were all tired, a little bit sort of frustrated and stuff. 12 o'clock, we went out there. The weather was not so good, and I really didn't know what to expect. But once the people came, I had this really good feeling. And, let's say whatever, 10 years of experience came out in 1 hour. You know, we had a really great time. And slowly but surely we're getting the chance now to play, you know, more in the summer, the festivals. We just did the Rock Hard Fest in Germany about 3 weeks ago. And I think it all started when we first played Barlingen in 99, I guess, something like that, or maybe a bit earlier. And I think from then on we started to move in the circles, more the festival circles. And since then it's been really great, you know.
When you went on stage today, did you expect it to be a lot of people there, or were you excited to see how many showed up because of the rain, of course, and because you were the opening today?
Quite honestly, at 11 o'clock I looked out there and basically there was nobody. I mean, I really thought the worst, honestly. I mean, I thought it's raining, there's nobody out there, everybody's still in bed, if they've got any sense. Wake up, hear the rain on the roof of the tent. But luckily around about 12 o'clock there were really 1 or 2 people coming in. I thought, cool, we're not going to be alone today. And by I think about song number 6, 7, I was really shocked. There were slowly but surely a few people. And I'd like to think they heard our sounds, they heard what we do. And the people started to come up. And it was really funny. It was like we had good weather, we had shit weather, we had good weather. And in a way, to be honest, I think it's honestly the first time I honestly played, or maybe second, where it really, really fucking pissed it down, where it really rained. And I could stand out there, and the rain was really also, you know, on me as well. And I enjoyed it. I really loved it. I mean, I loved the fact that people were still there. You know, they were getting wet through. They're going to be wet for a few hours, but I mean, it was great. It was fantastic. I mean, I honestly got to say, it cheered me up no end today. I'm going to have a great day. It's fantastic.
Do you feel like playing a set of highlights, your hits, or do you feel like supporting your new album mostly when you do gigs like this?
Yeah, I mean, even on the tour, it is difficult for us. You know, we've made a few records all together, even with when Andy was in the band. I mean, don't ask me how many. It must be at least 10, you know. And even if we played one song off each record, we got 10 songs, you know. And we learned pretty fast. I mean, fact is, also we like a lot of bands, you know. If we came out and played the whole new record, I mean, we'd have a little bit of trouble, you know. I mean, it really depends. I noticed a few people knew the new stuff, which is really cool. But we'd have some trouble. We played on the beginning of the tour. We played like 5 or 6 songs from the new record, and we sort of brought it down now to 2 or 3 songs in a headline set. Fact is, we got to play the hits. You know, we got to. You know, if we don't play Welcome Tonight, we don't play Talk to the Moon. We get people coming up. You know, why didn't you play this song? Why didn't you get this song? You know, and it also in a way makes my job easier. You know, if I go on stage on a festival like this and we play a hit, the people know it's a long time since we were in Sweden. You know, the people know it, and it makes it easier for me to get the people into it. You know, so yeah, you could say greatest hits. We played I guess we played like 2 or 3 songs that we feel very comfortable with from the new record. We'd like to play more, but on a festival like this, it just makes sense to really play the songs people know. Obviously, songs like Shame from Electrified, Season Madness, Sonic Dynamite, you know, so a mixture.
I'm really fond of your 4 last albums, of course, a couple of the old albums before you joined the band. You definitely sound like Pink Cream 69. Is it hard for you not to repeat yourself? Is there an edge that you think about? We have to do something new but still sound like Pink Cream 69. I mean, you released an album that sounded totally different, and that was wrong, at least in my eyes. But do you think of that when you compose and record new tracks?
Quite honestly, since we made Change, you know, we realised after we made a change, and we experienced for the fans, it was just too crazy. It was just too much. But since then, when we write songs, we know where we want to go. You know, if I write Pink Cream songs now, it has to sound like a Pink Cream song. You know, I think when you got a style like Status Quo, Iron Maiden, my God, I mean, they in a way they keep making the same record, you know. But I think with the fans, it's like I've learned the hard way. We learned the hard way with the record change. You have to. The fact is, they bought the record in the first place because they like the way you sound. In a way, you got to stick with it to a point. It's still got to be Pink Cream 69. I think you can go a little bit outside the usual sound of the band. You can make a few little experiments, which we try to do sometimes, but you've still got to keep the red line, you know. That's something we've learned. If we're going to make a Pink Cream record, it has to sound like Pink Cream. We do like to experiment. We do listen to other types of music, but I don't believe you can go too far. I think some bands recently, I won't mention any names, sometimes went too far, and the fans just say, what is this? What's going on? You know, and we don't want to do that.
Your latest album is called Thunderdome. Did you get inspired by this Mad Max movie, or is it just a coincidence that it's the same name?
Yeah, to a point. I mean, Dennis came up with the song Thunderdome, and he was, you know, I guess he was writing the song, and it sounds, what I heard from a few people, it's got like a little bit of AC/DC in there or whatever, you know, this kind of big arena type thing, and I guess he came up with the thing Thunderdome. You know, we thought about, you know, should we change it, whatever, you know what I mean? So we came up with the subject of the song is about the pop star thing, about maybe a pop star, young kid going into this Thunderdome, you know, whatever, this world, and coming out the other side, either a fallen musician or maybe some kind of pop star or whatever. And as far as the Mad Max movie is concerned, not really. I mean, it is an old film, but we found it to be a very strong, message, you know, and I think in this kind of music these days you got to kind of find, in a way, cliches that people can sing with, you know, and that's what this music in a way is built on, kind of cliches and the riff and stuff like that. So. We mix it up. We mix up, you know, a little subject with the lyrics. It's got meaning, and also the lyrics got to be hooky, you know. So we stuck with the Thunderdome thing.
You released a lot of records, and you make great music. Are you pleased with what you have achieved? I mean, you can make a living out of this, as far as I understand. Did you feel that you deserve to get more attention and sell more records, or are you pleased with what you do and happy about just playing music?
Me personally, I'm happy what we've achieved so far. It would be stupid to try and say, you know, it's not enough or whatever. Fact is, I'm still an ambitious kind of person. Ambition's important in this business to keep going, and I would, of course, love to have more success. There are bands out there that are not so far away from what we do, in my opinion. A little bit of a difference, you know, a little bit more faster or whatever, and they've got a lot more success. It's difficult to understand the business sometimes. We always try to make quality records. It is getting better for us, you know. But of course, I would love to, you know, play a little bit later on in the day, at better conditions. No doubt about it. I mean, you know, I'd be stupid if I say, you know, we got an underground thing going on here, you know. We're happy with that, you know. No, we're still fighting for a little bit more, you know. We've been at it a long time, and we're not ready to give up just yet. So I think it's a luck thing. You know, it could be next week, it could be 2 years. I think we still got a chance.
Do you follow the current hard rock scene yourself? What music are you listening to when you're not singing?
Yeah, to a point. I mean, I bought a record for the first time in a long time recently. I bought the new Velvet Revolver record, basically because it was like half Guns N' Roses, half Stone Temple Pilots, which I also liked, the first and second record. Love it. I mean, it's not really what we do, you know, but it's still got this kind of cool sort of guitar screaming, blah blah blah. I like his lyrics. Yeah, I followed in that respect. I'm not into this doom and gloom, noisy, crappy, whatever, blah blah blah. New metal I like to a point, but it's not really my thing. I mean, I'm still I'm sort of like a more 70s kind of guy. I've always liked, you know, bands like Led Zeppelin and this kind of old sound, you know, this kind of original analog sort of thing. Whitesnake, you know, obviously I'm a singer and I'm into singer stuff in a way, you know. That's what I listen to, you know what I mean, and what's actually going on these days. Of course, sometimes, you know, I get CDs from record companies and stuff and check out what's going on, and I know more or less what each band sounds like, you know, but whether I actually follow it, that's something else. That's really something else for me. I mean, I find it difficult to be a musician and a fan at the same time. I find it very difficult.
Do you still sing with Adagio? I mean, you released 2 albums, I think, with this French guitar player. Is that a co-project, or do you have that as a band too?
It became more than a project. The first record was very project. You know, we're going to hang out, we're going to make a record, we're going to look what happens. It was very successful, at least in France. We sold quite a few records for a debut. Second record went pretty good. Was I wouldn't say sold less, but it was a bit strange. I think it was maybe a little bit too complex in my eyes. You know, we did a tour at the beginning of this year in France. We did 10 dates, which was very good. We played Paris, you know, the usual places. We actually toured before the Pink Cream tour, so it was for me a pretty. It was like 4.5 weeks of tour. You know, Adagio first, a week off, and then I did the Pink Cream thing. No, but it's definitely still continues. We're obviously working on the next record. It will be Adagio, but we're going to go a little bit more. I think it's important to get a bit more for the fans, something for them to to connect to. And I think the last record was a little bit sort of abstract. You know, it was a little bit too far away. You know, and it still continues. It's got more difficult for me these days to do both bands. As we're doing more things, we do more shows. We played about 3 weeks ago in Marseille, progressive rock festival. So I'm still busy. It's cool.
But don't think you'll come to a point where you have to choose which band to be in.
Who knows? I mean, look, this moment in time, it's working. Sometimes I'm like, Jesus Christ, you know, it's like, whoa. It's, you know, like we got one show with Adagio, 1 day later another show with Pink Cream 69. It's sometimes tied. Who knows? You know, I cannot say.